Hi, everybody. I'm Bryan Mudd, a fan of South Plains politics. Here's your talking points for this week. When the going gets tough for presidential candidates, the tough come to Texas, trying to turn their campaigns up and turn the state blue.
I'm Anna Warnicki in Washington. We all remember where we were on September 11th, 2001. Coming up, I'll share the compelling stories from two Texas congressmen.
From the studios of KMAC Television in Lubbock, your local election headquarters. This is Talking Points with Bryan Mudd.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Also this week, transparency. It's a term politicians love to use to show voters that every decision they make is out in the open and not influenced by some backroom deal. But the truth is, their jobs require a lot of meetings and wheeling and dealing that in our republic we elect them to do so we don't have to. But any deal eventually requires all parties working for you to get together on the same page. And to do that, deals and tough decisions have to be made. Take the Lubbock City Council, for example. Final city budget for the new fiscal year approved this week, and in the end, everyone was on the same page about a 1-cent property tax increase. That'll kick your city taxes up about 4%. This in a town where voters get a little grumpy about more taxes. But in the case of the council, they had talked publicly about this for months, made the case long ago that with Lubbock's growth, they needed the money to pay for a long-term commitment to the police department and their expansion projects.
Well, I think public safety, if you look at the city charter, it tells us that as a council, that's our job. Taking care of the public, protecting our homes, our businesses, our neighborhoods, that's job one.
And construction on the first police substation in East Lubbock expected to begin in the next few months. But despite the work and long hours of budget meetings and the effort to stay physically sound with your tax money, if people aren't on that same page before, during, and after the process, nothing works like it's supposed to. And we saw that before Lubbock County's budget vote this week, when two commissioners felt like they needed to do something drastic to fulfill a campaign promise. KMAC's Matthew Stell explains all that.
Monday's Commissioners Court meeting was missing, you guessed it, a few commissioners. Jason Corley and Chad C. used a state law to their advantage. The Texas Local Government Code requires that at least 4 commissioners be present for the court to raise or lower taxes. C. says that last week, the county was on board with adopting the current effective rate, which is 33.9 cents per $100 of property value. That's until he says he returned from Labor Day break and saw officially in writing that some things had changed.
It showed the current rate with a $1.8 million surplus in contingency. So it looked like the budget was artificially inflated to effectively give us the current rate instead of the effective rate.
The proposed rate for the upcoming fiscal year is 34.8 cents per $100 of property value, about a $13 increase per average home. Confused and concerned, that's when C and Corley decided no show, no vote.
I didn't trust what they were going to do this Monday, so for me, it was all about I can't put this in their hands because my constituents told me do everything I can to keep my tax rate at the effective rate.
But County Judge Curtis Parrish, who presided over Monday's meeting, is afraid that some Lubbock County residents might be misled, as he says the court had planned on adopting the already agreed upon effective rate, and there were no sudden changes.
It's kind of confusing to me why you want to protest adopting the effective tax rate. This was one thing that they wanted all along.
As it relates to the empty seats on the dais, Parrish wants his fellow commissioners to do their jobs and see the bigger picture.
We're not just making decisions based on today's political climate. We need to look ahead and make sure that we are providing adequate long-term leadership for the citizens of Lubbock County.
But Corley still sees things a little differently.
We're doing what our taxpayers wanted us to do, and our voters, the people that put us in office. They didn't vote Chad C. and myself in for more of the same. They voted us in to see a change, and they're going to receive it.
Matthew Stell, KMAC News.
All right, and thank you, Matthew. And Commissioner Chad C. joins us now with more on this. All right, headline in the AJ was a quote from Judge Parrish made right after the meeting, calling this an unnecessary political stunt. Your thoughts on that? Did he have any sort of point there at all?
Well, there were some things that happened in the weeks before that made my trust waver in what was going to happen. I am glad that they actually did approve the budget, not the rate, but the budget that reflects the effective rate. So I'm glad they did that. At the time, whenever I skipped out on the Commissioners Court, I didn't know what they were going to do, and I was not going to give them a chance to change anything with a budget amendment. In the background of this started on the 27th, whenever we had talks about what we were going to leave in contingency. And me and Jason wanted to cut it a little bit more. We agreed that we were going to go at $3 million. Okay, we're good with that. Now we run to the 29th for wrapping everything up. It got a little bit heated, and we didn't think we could get everything done with the effective rate, so we were looking for the tax rate that would get everything done. And things got heated. We took a 20-minute break, kind of cool off. I went and got me a cold drink of water and come back, and Bill and Jackie said, we got it figured out. We can do all this with the effective rate. And they used part of my deal, which was the money that was going to be left in contingency, that $2.5 million. We could let it roll back into fund balance and take 1.8 of that back and put back in and cover everything we needed. And still that was going to leave us extra money for the fund balance.
And by the way, you're talking about Bill McKay, the county commissioner, and then Jackie
Yes,
Latham,
they
the county
came
auditor.
up with it. It was going to be great. Okay, everything was good. Well, the next day, which is the 30th, it came out that what was given to the county clerk's office did not reflect any of this. It came back with the current rate, and it had $4.8 million in contingency. And so I brought that to the judge after the holiday weekend because I wanted to review and make sure nothing else had changed. And I asked him about it, and he said, well, this is the budget that we wanted to do. But I had told him, well, it shows current rate, not effective rate. And he said, well, we're going to have to do some budget amendment stuff. And so the hairs on the back of my head kind of, well, we didn't talk about any of this part. And so he said, well, go ask Jackie Latham, our auditor.
Right.
So I went to go find her, and that was the day that she had cleaned her office completely out. So she was a no-show. Now I'm even more worried about what's going on. So we go on another day, and now they posted something late Thursday that was showing a budget with the effective rate, but there was a lot of line item budget items that we were going to have to amend on the dais. So I didn't like that. This is so much last minute. We've changed 3 times in less than a week. So things do not feel right for me.
So do you feel like you were deceived then?
I don't know if there was a lot of miscommunication. I know me and the judge had an issue that I felt my trust in him was not as much. And we've talked about that and hashed that out, is some miscommunication stuff. A lot of this has been a lot of miscommunication and people missing, questions not being answered. So going into this, another thing that was brought up by Jason is, how come I'm back on as the person giving the invocation and pledge? Well, there's no big deal to me, but yeah, you're right. Last week I just did it again. Why do they want me to show up intentionally to do this? Because if I showed up, they could do anything they wanted to from the dais. They could change the rate, they could change the budget, anything could have happened. And leading up to this, before the video was made about 2.5 weeks before all this started, because it was looking like they were pushing so hard for the effective rate because we just needed more money, and it looked like at that time, yeah, this was a done deal. It was going to be current rate all the way, and we weren't going to fight or stand for that because I'd found plenty of money in the budget to cover everything. Like I told you, they were going to have nearly $2.6 million roll back from contingency.
Right.
Plus, on average, we don't spend 9% of our entire budget every year, and it rolls back in fund balance. The money was there, but for them to just keep pushing effective rate, we made the video just in case things went wrong. And so we thought on the 29th everything was good. By the 29th, the video was a no deal. We just had it, it was done just in case, but we felt like we were not going to have to do this. But the week leading up to this, there were so many changes, the auditor being gone so much, I couldn't get any straight answers from anyone.
All right, so the remaining tax vote was postponed until the 23rd.
The tax rate.
The tax rate
The
vote.
budget was already adopted.
Budget is already adopted with
The
reflecting the effective rate.
Yes.
But the tax vote of it is now the 23rd.
Yes. So
will you be there, and how will you vote on this?
Well, I plan to be there unless something between now and then lets me think that it shouldn't trust the deal. But I do have assurances from the judge and from Gilbert that they will be nothing but the effective rate. So I do plan to be there.
Can they still?
And to give credit to them, they did do what they said that they were going to do. I don't know if they changed their mind because we just didn't show up or that was the original plan.
Right.
I just did not trust what they were fixing to do because they could have affected the budget in any way they wanted to at that point.
Especially with you guys not there.
Yes.
Okay, well, Commissioner Chad C., don't forget you signed up for this. You asked
I know it. I do know the budget backwards and forwards and upside down now.
Been paying attention. Oh, thank you for doing all that. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, sir.
And let's do this week's poll question. If you sell a gun to a stranger, are you willing to require that the buyer submit to a background check before the sale? You don't have to right now, but the governor said this week he'd like to find a way to make this at least voluntary. Talk to us on our KMAC News Facebook page and on everythinglubbock.com. Click Talking Points. Give us your opinion. All right, coming up, why never forget isn't just a hashtag to those Texans who found themselves in the middle of a 9/11 disaster. And after hearing about the problems, would you want to join the Lubbock County Commissioner's Court? We'll meet a woman who says yes, and she's got some experience to back it up. 5 Good Minutes with Leanne Dumbo.